Joe, I came as soon as I got your message. How's Squeak?
D- Stable, but they're still out and should be for a little while longer. But the doctor said the surgery was successful and they should make a full recovery in time.
And what about you? You were in the car too.
Don't worry about me. Well, I'm fine.
Don't give me that. You said the car was totaled.
Well, the red light runner T-boned the passenger inside, so Squeak bore the brunt of it. I got off with only a mild case of whiplash. I'd give anything to trade places with them.
The voicemail was a little light on details. How bad is it, actually?
Uh, Compound fractures of the right tibia and fibula, a few broken ribs, one of which punctured a lung. The fire department had to use the jaws of life to get him out. Squeak also caught a decent blow to the head, so probably a concussion. Although scans haven't shown anything of concern yet, thankfully.
You've got to be kidding me. Jeez. Have you managed to reach Mom and Dad?
Yeah, I got off the phone with them just before you arrived, actually. They're coming home as soon as they can, but it'll still be a few days at least. Thankfully, their cruise next makes port the day after tomorrow, though. But it's a tiny island with only one flight to the capital daily, which has the only international airport. But Dad said there's a good travel agent on board who will help them sort everything eventually.
I hate for them to cut their trip short, but it's a whole month before they're back.
I told them we'll manage until they get here. Squeak won't be going home anytime soon.
I'm actually sort of between projects, and my boss is leaning on me to use up some of my PTO, so I'm sure I can take as much time as needed.
Yeah, thanks. Well, that'd be great given how difficult the, next few days are likely gonna be. The more time there's a familiar face around, the better.
I suppose we can put what we learned from Squeak's emergency surgery last year to good use.
Well, the hospital already is. We're lucky we were still very close to home when we're brought here. The head of the trauma team recognized us when we came in and made some calls. Not only we've been given the quietest private room available, but they even set us up with a second bed for us to use as needed, and said not to worry about visiting hours. There's also drawing up a roster to minimize the number of different staff who will be in contact with Squeak. And also, they agreed I can do nurse-level stuff like IVs and dressings.
That's real good of them.
Well, anything that makes things easier for Squeaks also makes it easier for them.
Very true. How long before you're due back to work?
I don't know. Not for another 5 weeks, maybe, as I took the whole of Mom and Dad's cruise as leave. Squeak and I have been making the most of their school break. We were on our way to the zoo, actually, when we got hit. They just opened a new red panda exhibit that I really wanted them to see.
How were they immediately afterwards?
They were knocked out at first and not overly with it when they came to. But I don't even think they realized they were even hurt. But things took a turn when emergency services started showing up. Lights flashing and sirens blaring. And it didn't help that the other driver fled the scene and there are people everywhere. Even I found the chaos overwhelming. And that's my friggin' day job.
Joe, give yourself some credit. You're a fantastic paramedic, but you were probably in some degree of shock yourself. If not from the impact, then from seeing Squeak hurt.
There was so much blood. If if only I double checked before entering the intersection.
Hey, don't do that to yourself. You know it wasn't your fault. The fact that the asshole fled means they knew full well, too. Come here, you big dummy. It's not your fault. And whatever happens next, we're going to get through it. As a family. Okay? Ah, shoot. Sorry, I forgot about the whiplash. Did I hurt you?
No, I'm good. I'm sorry about that.
There's nothing to apologize for.
Thanks. Anyway, once the EMTs turned up, things went from bad to worse. Before I could intervene, a rookie jumped in and yanked off Squeak's headphones to start their assessment.
Friggin' hell. Don't they cover neurodiversity and training these days?
Some programs do, but it's not a compulsory component.
It bloody well ought to be.
Yeah, agreed. Anyway, you can probably imagine what happened next. Squeak was overwhelmed and couldn't communicate, and their need to escape was in control. But they were trapped in the wreck, so their attempts to get out just became more and more violent.
With multiple broken bones and a punctured lung?
Yeah, believe it. You know that Squeak struggles to recognize injuries and interpret pain. Remember when they were 6 and fell out of that old cherry tree, dislocating their elbow in the process? And, they just got back up and started climbing again.
Could never forget that. Poor Mom's face when she saw their arm is seared into my memory. And little Pipsqueak couldn't understand what all the fuss was about. They just wanted their frisbee.
That blasted frizz. I swear it had to go everywhere with them back then. But the point is, none of us realized the extent of Squeak's injuries until they started wheezing and turning blue. Their frantic flailing probably made it worse, and they passed out again not long after that.
How long were they out?
They still are. We decided the safest thing to do was give them ketamine before they could wake up again. And we could move quicker and reduce the risk of making things worse with them under. Not to mention how traumatic the experience would have been. But, as I said, the fire service got them out of the wreck. Then we bundled them up into the ambulance and sped here.
Thank goodness they were with you rather than me. I wouldn't have had a clue what to do.
I wouldn't say that, Will. You've got a good head on your shoulders, especially when it comes to Squeak. No one is able to calm them down like you can.
I really don't know why.
Maybe Squeak will tell you someday. I don't know what state they'll be in when they wake up, but I know you being here will help.
I'll do whatever I can. Do you think they'll remember the crash and what happened after?
No idea, but I really hope they don't. Being here is, stressful enough for them.
Guess we'll have to wait and see.
Indeed. Ugh.
Joe? No offense, but you look like crap. When was the last time you ate something?
One of the orderlies brought me a coffee while Squeak was in theater.
That's not proper food. Don't tell me you haven't eaten since breakfast.
Maybe.
Good grief, Joe. It's nearly 5 o'clock.
I hadn't noticed the time, just. The day's just flown by like it's nothing.
You're running on adrenaline, no doubt. You said Squeak should be out for a while yet, so why don't you go clean yourself up and get something decent to eat? And by that, I mean something better than what that vending machine down the hall offers, okay? I'll stay here.
Okay, okay. But yeah. Hey, if they do wake up, press that button to summon the doc and that one on top of the machine. There, the silence it. The monitor itself relays to the nurse's station, so they'll be notified of any changes automatically. I just wanted to keep an ear out for, any early signs of them coming around.
Understood. Now go on. Get out of here.
Yeah, Mom.
Don't worry, Squeak. We're here for you. I'm afraid you're in for a rough time, but we'll be with you every step of the way.